Okay, we are going to just do a recap here on ratio. So ratio is all about how many parts we are sharing in, okay? Our best example in real life is going to be squash. If you think about if you have a glass of squash, you have a little bit there that is going to be squash. So let's say 1 part squash, and then you might have 4 parts water, okay, to dilute your squash. Alright, so in that ratio, this would be 1 part is squash, and then this part would be water. Okay, so that would mean that every time you have 100 millilitres of squash, you have 400 millilitres of water. If you have 200 millilitres of squash, you'd have 800 millilitres of water, etc. Okay, so we can simplify ratios to make them a bit easier to work out, so like this. So you might be asked to simplify a ratio. It is just like simplifying fractions. You find a number that goes into both bits of your ratio. Okay, so this first one, we can divide both sides by 5. How many 5s are in 35 is 7. How many 5s are in 50 is 10. That is as simple as it goes because there is no number that goes into both 7 and 10. Okay, this one, so we might divide by 2 to start with. You might find a higher number to divide by, that's absolutely fine, but I'm going to go with 2. And then I can divide both of these by 7. How many 7s are in 21 is 3. How many 7s are in 28 is 4. That is as simple as that goes. Okay, and then this one I'm going to divide both sides by 2 again. So I get 51 and 45. Is there a number that goes into both 51 and 45? I think there isn't, but I will just think. Oh yes, there is. I might try number 3. How many 3s are in 51? If you can't work that out in your head, just do a quick bus stop. It's going to be 27. And then how many 3s are in 45? There's going to be 15. So the answer, 27. Hang on, that's not right. 3s into 5 go once. That should be 17 to 15. Sorry, that's my bad. 17 to 15. Okay, that is as simple as it goes. There is no number that goes into both 17 and 15. Okay? Right, now what might you be asked to do? You might be asked to share amounts into ratio. So here we go, we're going to dive straight in with an example. There are 60 students in a class. The ratio of girls to boys is 5 to 7. Calculate the number of boys. Right, now when we write the ratio of this to this is this, it's written in the same order as the ratio. So girls to boys is in the ratio 5 to 7. That means 5 parts are girls, 7 parts are boys. Okay? Now we've got 60 students in total. So what we're going to do is we're going to work out how many parts. This is all to do with parts, okay? We're going to work out how many parts we have in total. So we've got 5 parts of girls, 7 parts of boys, so that means we've got 12 parts in total, okay? So we're going to share our 60 students into 12 parts. Now that will tell us how many students 1 part is worth. So that means that each 1 part is worth 5 students. Okay? We then need to know how many boys there are. Now boys are worth, in the ratio, 7 parts. So if we know that 1 part is 5 students, to get boys, we're going to do 7 times 5, and that is how many boys there are. So there are 35 boys in the class. If it had asked for girls, we do 5 times the number of parts which are girls, which is 5, so 5 times 5 is 25. And that would be right, because if you think we've got to do 25 add 35, makes 60, and that's how many students are in the class. Okay? Right, question 2. Bob, Sue and Jim share £250 in the ratio 1 to 7. How much does Sue get? Okay, so because Bob came first, he's first in the ratio, then it's Sue, then it's Jim. So Bob is 1 part, Sue is 2 parts, Jim is 7 parts. We've got to share a total of £250. So we're going to work out how many parts we've got in total. So in total, we have 10 parts. We're sharing £250 into 10 parts. So that means that each part is worth £25. Okay, we then want to know how much Sue gets. Well, Sue, she is 2 parts. So we're going to do 2 times our 1 part, which is 25. 2 times £25, Sue gets £50. Okay? Right, let yourself digest that, and then come back and we're going to do where you've only been given a certain amount. Okay? Oh, no we're not. No we're not. False alarm. We are going to finish this bit by doing this question here, okay? Because it's just so that you see if it's a bit worded a bit differently. So this is saying share £135 in the ratio 6:5:4. Okay, so it wants to know each part of the ratio. So again, this is our total, so we're sharing it in our total number of parts. So we've got to work out how many parts we've got in total. When we add those up, we should get 15. 15 parts in total. We are sharing 135 into 15 parts. So 135 divided by 15 should be 9. So each part is worth £9. We've then got to work out each bit of the ratio. So I've got to do 9 times 6, then I've got to do 9 times 5, and then I've got to do 9 times 4. So my ratio is going to be 54 to 45 to 36. And if you added those all together, it should give you 135. Right, digest that and come back for ratio when you've only been given part of the amount.